Is HeyBro going to take this one? I don't know about that one. Listen, Quinn, we were talking about this behind the scenes. I got a little bit of memorabilia, if you will, for some of the fans out there. You guys remember this logo before they changed it all and switched it on up? Yes. NRG is taking this one. There is not a question in my mind that they are walking away with this win. This is how this is going to go. NRG have been trying to redeem themselves. Not making it to London was a huge blow to them. They want to try and turn this around. In my opinion, the only reason they said yes to today is not because of today. It's because of next month. $35,000 on the line. And if they finish well enough today, they qualify straight into that. So they're here to play, Squid. I don't see them even getting scratched by HeyBro. Maybe they take a game, but if we see our second sweep in a row, would not be surprised.
This all being said, though, it's worth noting Indigo playing on the HeyBro roster this time around, so it's been a little bit of a change-up from what we saw earlier on. Aris had a couple of times in the rotation there, but Indigo, I just saw actually on Twitter, posting about their Rank X promotion, so perhaps some young blood here in this scene trying to make a bit of an impact, and of course, at the AAACS, that's what we're all about. We're all about showcasing the bubble team. So the general NRG coming in, huge favorites. We all predict in their favor, and there's no reason not to, and yet there's still that one little bit of doubt in everybody's mind. I mean, certainly they haven't had the greatest performance here in the RLCS that they would have wanted. We've been noting about that pretty much the entire show so far, but it's still kind of that little bit of a question. So, hey, bro, I'm looking to see exciting things. We're just about ready to get underway with the game here, Bass, and I want to get your thoughts. For HeyBro, I mean, we saw a similar story just yesterday with Oxygen playing off against the randoms, or excuse me, not the randoms. They were playing off, but Oxygen, they just absolutely crushed their opposition. So they started out looking pretty good, and then suddenly it just did not go in the favor of the other team. So is that going to be the plan here for HeyBro? Do they just come out swinging as hard as they can?
I mean, honestly, I don't think they have another option. As much as I would say, you know, maybe try and play this strategically, if you give comfort to a team like NRG, especially a team like NRG, who is going to be slightly uncomfortable here with their third in Mist, you're basically kissing your win goodbye. So, here we go. Game number one, and no freaking way. 2 seconds into it, and Garrett finds the first goal. Oh boy, this could be some signs of what's to come.
I think, go along with some history, Garrett G, he scores when he wants. That's 1-0 to the general NRG. What a face-off win, though, from Mist. I mean, that 50-50 was absolutely emphatic. This time, though, Indigo on the face-off will not lose out here. So, we'll see if that was indeed a sign of what's to come. Mist trying to find Garrett G off the side while they do. It's well defended on the back wall, and of course, NRG, one of the more aggressive teams, one of the better all around. But the upper 90 is left open, and Justin will snipe it.
I'm still trying to get my stats down. I haven't even been able to write up my score sheet yet, and already NRG are putting 2 into the net. Top right bins, and Justin will crush it. Squid, we might be here for a long time.
That may be the case. We'll find out. I mean, you talk about the passing plays. Garrett G going in solo this time with the air bump. Stealth is there. Has to be a hero play. Missed service for Justin already. And they do good on the HeyBro defensive side, not only to get that first save, but also to get out to the pass and cut out that lane. But holy cow, they need some space and time to breathe, and it looks like they might just get a little bit. Of course, I say that, Justin immediately returns it to the zone. Garrett G prepared to make this play, looking for his solo. No, Miss gets in the action, 2 off the crossbar. They're just going at it.
They continually go back and forth right now, but it really kind of feels like one of these teams came in swinging, haymakers are flying, and the other team, they're just trying to make sure they can avoid a couple of jabs. And, well, there's another one. Justin into the back of the net, and with just about a minute gone, NRG are already up 3-0.
Constant cross-ups, the threat of the upper 90 double tap there from Garrett G, and then when it doesn't come through, everybody's chasing it down. You gotta scramble to get to the opposite side because Justin is threatening the shot there, and then no, it's a cross-up back to the other side of the net. This is just NRG at their finest, though. HeyBro are going to have to find... I mean...
I wouldn't even say this is at their best! This is just NRG! This is just how they do! They're not even playing with Squishy, and they're playing this well. Mist has barely been involved. Mist literally has 130 points and 2 assists. He's basically gotten off the back of dishing it out to his teammates at this point. I mean, I don't know what else to say. This was what we were expecting out of NRG. I just didn't expect it 90 seconds into the game. All right, well, didn't expect that either.
Okay, I don't necessarily think that Justin Yeah, I mean, one was put off target, and then, of course, there's some panic there. Because you know you need to make that clearance. You know you can't allow it to stay in the middle for more than, what, like a second and a half, based on the gameplay that we've seen so far. So, General NRG, I mean, they look pretty good. I think that would be fair to say. This game one has been very solidly dominated by them, at least this first 90 seconds. We've only been here, yes, for 90 seconds and now some change. Still, HeyBro, I mean, you look at this, and the question for me is, how do you respond? And, okay, all right, I like that lower corner shot. Indigo forces Justin to get involved on the defensive play. It's nice to see that they have some signs of life, of course, having to defer here. He's no laughing matter. Justin off the backboard. You thought you had him locked down, and he finds some way to get it to the middle.
We're 2 minutes into this game, Squid. I'd like to point that out. It is 5-0, and we are 2 minutes into game number 1 of a best of 7. I'm gonna just get ready. I really don't know what else to say. I can try and hype these boys up as much as I can, but the unfortunate reality is that if you watch Rocket League, you know who NRG are. And if you know who NRG are, you're probably not surprised at what's happening right now. Stealth trying to get a little bit surprising with his offense here. Not quite able to put a shot on target, but hey, you know what? At least HeyBro is starting to break out of their own half and get shots on target. I'd like to see them put up a good fight here. We know that they can.
Honestly, at this point, just sack your defense. I don't think it makes much of a difference if you're even playing defense. You see Justin back down in the mid here to Garrett. If he had seen that pass coming just before, and that would be number 6 already. But I mean, I say that, and of course, it's a little bit joking. You want to play defense if you can, but against NRG, clearly, you have not been able to put up anything that stalls them for more than a second or two before they finally get into the net. So as much offense as you could possibly bring to the table, I think, is going to be merited here for HeyBro. We just passed halftime, so if you're going to change up your playstyle, now is the time to do it.
Yeah, at this point, you kind of just get to experiment. Because of the fact that you're at such a deficit, and because of the fact that you were playing against a team like this, the only thing you can really do is start to get a little bit creative with the way that you're approaching this offense. You know, just see if you can find some weaknesses in the defense of NRG. I know that's a very, you know, hyperbolic statement, if you will. I don't think that exists, but at the same time, I mean, Justin's pre-jumping you off the ceiling and getting shots like this. You have got to try something.
Trying to find some weakness in the defensive NRGs, like trying to attack an armored knight with a foam sword, Bass. I don't understand. I don't understand what exactly you want them to look for, but look for it they will, of course. We don't know many of these teams to be ones that give up. Miss is trying to make them. And that 1v1, the crossbar says no. Justin, it's not the first time we see him make this pass. And what a save from Drew to get this one away. But it's all that they can muster just to get that one out to the midfield line before they're immediately sent back onto the defense.
Yeah, they're back in defense, and I think that they're probably going to stay there for a little while. Indigo trying to go with a solo play against Garrett G, and that's actually a big miss out of Justin. A little bit of vulnerability, but Drewy doesn't want to try and make the challenge out at midfield. Full tank of boost, and he still is far too scared to make an aggressive challenge, and there is why NRG, a very quick transition the other way, and although it is blocked, this is why you've got to be careful. If you overexert yourself, if you overextend even just a little bit, it's going to be a quick punishment, and, oh, speaking of quick punishment, Garrett just needs to put this off the backboard, get the follow-up, and he doesn't even need to. Justin dives in, and it's 7-0 with a minute remaining.
Oh, boy. All right, well, I was ready to get the Garrett G he scores when he wants going again, but Justin is going to be the one there for it. And hey, like I said, you know, just sack the defense at this point for HeyBro. It looked like they had some decent ideas on the offensive side. They were trying to get a little bit more involved with some physical play stealth with a bit of a silly pre-jump there. And it's going to leave Garrett G the opportunity for the double tap. Drewy has to get out for it. But this is nothing out of the ordinary. For HeyBro, obviously, it's all going to come down to what can you actually do on the offensive side. I feel like the best way to keep NRG from scoring at this point is to keep them from getting out onto the attacking side. You can see they're trying to do something here. Miss taking it off the pitch. Drewy actually loses their life in return. But Indigo will nice and safely guide it downfield. So I do like the ideas that they're bringing to the table. Unfortunately, ideas will get you 7-0.
Ideas are great. Concepts are fantastic. Actually executing upon them, that's a little bit of a different story. And right now, I don't really know if we've been able to see HeyBro execute anything. They've got 5 total shots in this game, and honestly, every single one of them has been easily defended by NRG. And again, it's not as if we're trying to overhype NRG right now. The scoreline does that for us. It's 8-0 with 20 seconds to go. I don't think we can overstate how dominant this first game was.
Yes. And something I do like to say, something we will iterate upon until the end of time, is the fact that when you are finding yourself in this kind of a deficit, all that it does is provide you more and more opportunity to say, okay, GG, go next. Let's start thinking about how we want to counterplay this team. I'm sure it's something that HeyBro has already given a lot of consideration coming into this particular round in the bracket stage. But clearly, they're going to need to think up something completely new as Miz just nails that one on target. Nothing surprising here. A hat trick for Miz. Justin leads the way with 5 goals right now. What can you do?
Did you just, excuse me, did you say 5 goals?
5 goals.
I didn't even pay, I stopped keeping track of stats for this one. I'll be 100% on you. I was about to start writing it up and went, nah, I don't think this is really going to be too necessary. And I'm glad to see that because I don't think I could have kept track had I done this. The only thing I want to see at this point, double digits. Come on, one more goal. That's all I ask out of you, NRG. This could be the one. Justin denied, though. And, you know, they're going to be so disappointed in a 9-0 victory in game number 1. Dominance doesn't begin to describe what we just watched here, Squid. And again, I feel like I need to reiterate for the audience, HeyBro are not slouches. HeyBro are a very, very good team. Probably our second best team throughout all of AAACS in the last sort of set of series that we had since our last super event. This is a rank X team. Indigo literally just got rank X, and they still can't even put a dent in NRG.
I think the only thing I can really say about this is, are we surprised? That's the thing. I certainly don't think the kickoff goal at the very beginning helped, where Mist won it so hard that it got launched to the opposing box. But still, I think, hey bro, all you can really do in this situation is just mentally reset as much as is possible and try to get a little bit more offense. Because I'll be honest, they did force a couple of quality saves out of the general NRG. Now, the general NRG has saves to spare, you know, but I still think that it's going to be a positive aspect that they try to take here out of Manfield on Utopia Coliseum. So hopefully for their sake, they're keeping their wits about them. They understand that, okay, it is a massive hill to climb, but David and Goliath is not just a tall tale that has no meaning.
I don't want to say this has no meaning, but at the same time, I'm starting to feel like HeyBro might have hit a wall that they're not going to be able to trek on through. We got 5 minutes on the clock. We've got game number 2, but I'm hoping that it's at least a little bit different than the first one. How different can it really be, though? With only a 1-minute break in between and what was still an onslaught of shots coming out of NRG to end that game, you have to wonder if HeyBro are just going to sort of throw everything and hope that something sticks. It already does! 1-0 HeyBro, the first ones to score here in game number 2.
Absolute beauty here from Stealth. I mean, there's no way you get somebody onto the backboard to defend that net. Straight down touch. Only Indigo is in position to read that play. A beautiful start. I mentioned how the kickoff goal could have had a lot of implications for HeyBro's mentality coming into that game 1 against NRG, and now they have the opposite. We'll see if they can hold on to it, of course. Garrett G trying to find Mist immediately, but nothing doing on that. Maybe their defense will start a whole bit stronger. What can we expect, Bass?
Expect the unexpected at this point here, because I already didn't expect to see HeyBro the first ones to score in this second game. The good thing is they also do look a little bit more prepared on defense here. I think initially we saw those hesitations. We talked about how Drury did not want to approach midfield too aggressively. Now in the second game, they recognize if they don't approach like this in the corner out of stealth, they're never going to get clean touches on the ball. They still don't get one here. It's a 50-50, makes it a bit difficult to try and stay on the half, but as stealth retreats into the corner, he's going to have to try and follow up with missed touch to the middle. Justin denied by stealth, and Drury should have the follow-up to clear it out to mid, but they don't get much further than that. Missed to send another one to the backboard. Waterfall down, and Justin, he does not have an open net. Drury comes in last second, and there's the defense we were hoping HeyBro would start to establish.
Clearing the line as well, very important, but Miz looking for the delivery. That one blocked away. Just after the previous defensive play, it certainly seems like HeyBro have found their footing in this game, and then some. They even make it past the first minute, almost first minute and a half here in a moment, without conceding a goal here to the general NRG, who were able to put up, again, almost double digits in the last one. Forcing Garrett G to go out to the side here. They're fast out to this ball. It seems like they're able to make these reads against what NRG are bringing to the table. This neutral game is no longer a completely dominated contest by the orange team. HeyBro have really managed to get out there for these plays. Of course, I say that Garrett G had so much space and time. He couldn't make it happen, though.
He wasn't quite able to get it past the last defender there, but I'm honestly happy about that. After what was uncontested airspace before, Garrett G even getting a bump play in the first game, something we don't, you know, I'm not going to say we don't always underestimate him for his mechanics, but it's definitely one of these things where people, when mechanics are being shown out of Garrett G, you kind of got to start getting scared for the defense of the other team. This game looks a little bit more set and standard. Passing plays coming through from NRG. They're trying to go for some more, I would say, traditional plays on offense, if you will, but I don't know if it's necessarily something they have to quite yet. yet, although they might if they go down 2-0. Indigo with a breakaway play. Miss can clear it out to the corner, but this should be a follow-up from another HeyBro player. Just a shot on target, though. Stealth decides to not necessarily handle that one all too carefully. Not the worst idea, but at this point, you need to make sure that you are dispossessing NRG and keeping it away from them as long as possible. We saw this in game number 1. Breakaway plays can happen in the blink of an eye. If you give NRG just a single lane to clear it down, they're going to punish.
I think, though, that I am starting to notice a lot of discomfort. That's going to be the key word for me. Discomfort on the NRG defensive side. They're not getting these easy challenges that they were hoping for, that they were certainly getting in game 1. Everything is being contested. Respect is also a key word here for HeyBro. Seems like every time they are doing exactly that, respecting the touches from the NRG players. They're able to dispossess Mist out of that one, and they have the immediate follow-up, not to mention the amount of zone time that they're getting. Here's Stealth looking towards the net. The double tap, it's in the mid. Indigo with the patience, trying to go for the change-up play. It won't work, but loads of time being burned off the clock, and certainly the resources for NRG starting to dwindle, and they will move downfield, but still no chance.
Whew. I'm surprised what we're seeing right now. Not only are we seeing NRG with a little bit of uncomfortability on the back end, we're seeing them double commit. Something you usually don't see from a team that is this cohesive. Again, it does make a little bit of sense considering Mist is a sub in on the day, but usually they drill shots like this every time. 2 saves in a row, and NRG once again denied from finding their first goal here in game number 2. One more time, it will be denied, and Stealth clears it over Mist's head. NRG, I can't believe I'm saying it. Now it's time for them to scramble. With 0 goals on the board and only a minute to go, they have got to try and find something.
Going Indigo, a beautiful initial touch here. That's going to waste so much time and allow for a full reset on the back end. Still, Druid has to make a nice read. Mist still goes for Stealth with the demolition, and NRG are starting to send the house on the offensive side. We'll see what they have up their sleeve. Mist going for this double tap. Stealth nicely defends the backboard. Again, the respect is so powerful here from HeyBro. They know exactly how to engage in this neutral game against NRG. They're waiting for the options to be used and then playing a close secondary as well when needed. Getting a little bit awkward here in the corner, though. NRG have been closing the gap time and time again. They will be able to possess here. Justin out of the corner. Low boost to his name. Still tries to find the passing NRG. Indigo, he's there. Was able to make that follow-up against Stealth. Couple of seconds left to go here. NRG, they're still searching for something. A massive clearance here for HeyBro. There's nobody in the backfield, and Stealth plays it off the back wall. 0 seconds, and HeyBro come back from a 9-0 defeat to take it 1-0 in game 2.
They shut out NRG in game number 2. I feel like that's the more surprising thing to me here. HeyBro getting a game in this series, that's kind of what we expected. We knew eventually that this team would start to make the adjustments and understand how NRG play. I didn't think they would make enough adjustments to completely shut them out of offense. And it really goes to show how different of a game this was in comparison to the first. Not only is that 9-0 scoreline completely erased, but it's also the fact that NRG pretty muted in their offense as a whole. Justin with 4 shots is the #1 shooter on the entire team. Meanwhile, Garrett and Mist a single shot apiece. So it's a very different game here. It feels like HeyBro kind of got rocked in that first game, got back up, and did not let themselves get hit yet again. This is the series we were hoping for, and honestly, in my opinion, this was not the series I was expecting. HeyBro, keep it up.
I mean, I talked about David and Goliath, and I'm over here like, yeah, that'll never happen. Wait.
Well?
Whoops. I did also say how the first goal might have many more implications in this game. If HeyBro was able to pick that up, we'd see how their defense evolves, we'd see how their offensive zone time evolves, and guess what? They evolved 3, 4, maybe even 5 times during the space of that one game. So, I think the real question now is, can they keep it up against NRG? What happens if they go at the deficit? Will it continue to be a dominant HeyBro game, or will NRG just absolutely annihilate them the way we know they can?
Honestly, this second game is going to be extremely telling for exactly that storyline here. It feels like if HeyBro have truly found that sort of understanding of how NRG play, we got a series that goes back and forth from here on out. If NRG maybe, kind of took their foot off the gas in game number 2, and that's the only reason why we had a 1-0 contest, I think it's going to go back to NRG. But I don't really feel like, oh boy. Okay,
yeah.
Well, never mind. We're not going to talk about taking the foot off the gas, I'll be honest. They took their foot off their mind. I don't know. I don't really know how to describe what this double commit was out of HeyBro. It's something they don't want to do again.
Look, here's the thing. I understand when you want to play fast and you know you're just coming off a hot win against the top dogs in the tournament. One of the top dogs in the entire world, many would argue, and I would argue. And so you just want to go fast, 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 and suddenly you have this weird double commit, and yeah, that's it. It missed. Oh, that pre-jump was almost insanity on the NRG side. They can't put it together, though. And HeyBro will find a little bit of a clearance, maybe even a shot on target here. Justin forced to backflip that one away and missed with a nice follow-up.
That's not the greatest second touch out of Mist, but he will be bailed out by Justin as he clears it downfield. I do feel like HeyBro, though, they're not necessarily getting caught off guard by these quick transitions out of NRG, though. In the first game, it took them every single time, and they didn't really know how to react. This time, they're diving, getting in the way, interrupting plays out of NRG, which I really like. Again, NRG, a team that really do utilize a lot of team plays. They're very good at passing. They're very good at connecting all three of their players. So to see these interruptions, I feel like that's the only way HeyBro are going to be able to show vulnerabilities in this defensive side. Speaking of vulnerabilities, though, this is completely open, and Stealth finds himself the first goal for HeyBro.
I mean, speaking of, HeyBro, they're just driving downfield. You saw Stealth with a flip reset the first time, Indigo on the side making the flip reset the second time, and they just chase it down. NRG over here finding themselves having to wait on these plays. Keep waiting, and then suddenly, oh god, guys, we can't keep waiting on this. Something is going to happen. They have to engage in that midfield play if they want to get it away from HeyBro and keep them from maintaining more zone time. It's a wonderful response for HeyBro, though. Perhaps the individual mechanical plays are going to be the answer for them to get downfield. Stealth is leading the way this time. Out of the corner, has nothing for the double tap. A follow-up for Drew. It's a nice shot placed towards the top right, but nicely saved away by Garrett.
It's a good save away, but is it going to be able to go anywhere here? Justin with two players on him, and he beats them both. Just needs to beat one more, but he cannot get past. And a breakaway play for NRG once again, stifled by the defense out of HeyBro. I can't believe I'm saying that, but HeyBro, they seem to have a grip on almost everything being thrown at them. Even double touches like that out of Mist. Drewy to deny it on the line, and Indigo to deny the follow-up as well. I can't believe I'm saying this, but NRG, you guys got to get more lethal with your shooting right now. It feels like they keep going for standard shots, and what was catching the defense by surprise before is now being easily cleared away by everyone on HeyBro. We have 2.5 minutes remaining. Plenty of time for NRG to switch this up, and I, again, can't believe I'm saying this, but NRG, it's time for you to change up your offense.
I feel like I have to agree with you on that point. I think one of the biggest things I was talking about in the last game was how much HeyBro was respecting the passing lanes in particular. It was something that NRG was absolutely abusing in Game 1, and were completely unable to utilize it sent in Game 2. So the individual mechanics may become a staple of their play as well, and we know for a fact that they have that in spades. So we'll see what they bring to the table here in the second half of game number 3. Still a tie ball game. Indigo off the back wall here, maybe hoping for some support. Didn't have anybody in the wing, and Justin downfield across the front, and Garrett is there to finish it off. Justin just ruining everybody on the HeyBro side.
And this is how they do this. A quick transition downfield. Gets around one, gets around two, and at that point, the defense is nowhere to be found. Garrett just kind of securing that one. I feel like Justin probably could have just taken that one and dribbled it into the net. But you know what? The reality is a goal's a goal, and the lead for NRG is something they have not seen in a moment, and they may not see it again. Where's the follow-up? Indigo's there and cannot find the net. Missed to save it last second, and what should have been an easy breakaway play for HeyBro is denied by more immaculate defense out of NRG.
I mean, you say an open net. Even if you have one NRG player in the net, I feel like that's well defended by any real explanation. We'll find out if HeyBro can get back into this one. It looked like there was actually a sparing opportunity there for NRG. They opted to play back on it. An interesting couple of connections here on the HeyBro side. They might get a bit of a breakaway. Stealth gonna fake this one, and Mist is not fooled. Straight to the backboard, and now you can see the pressure is on for the HeyBro defense. Indigo is forced to get out to that ball and prevent any sort of maintenance of control there on the NRG side. Mist also bumped off of this one. You see how desperate things do seem to get on occasion. The fake here from Justin. 2 players sent for it. They just need to get this ball away from players, and they know it.
Ooh, and I don't know if they're going to be able to do exactly that. That's a weird bump, though. Justin bumped by his teammate and missed, and Garrett can't get a good 50-50. Drury, this is your chance. Just get it center, but with no boost left in the tank, that was not an option. HeyBro, though, with about a minute to go here, they're going to have another chance at offense. If they can keep this on the NRG half, I was going to say they've got a pretty good shot at least getting a shot on target, but a double commit like that is going to take that away, and they'll have to restart yet again. 45 to play. Plenty of time for HeyBro to find it, but not if Garrett G increases the lead. Out the corner, snipes the top left, and possibly secures the game for the general NRG.
This angle, this read, this placement, all of it combining on Garrett G's behalf. And oh boy, this reminds me of T-Bates once saying, oh, he can't score that. Oh wait, he can. There you go. That's a bit of a throwback for anybody who remembers that clip. But Garrett G, he scores when he wants. There's a reason that chant was originated at London all those years ago. 30 seconds to go now, and NRG with a comfortable lead. So much control for them in this game past that first goal. So I should say past that second goal, where they were able to secure the lead. It was an amazing solo play by Justin. Stealth was trying to follow suit only a moment ago. There will be some zone time here for HeyBro, but they need a heck lot more of that.
Can they do anything? It just kind of feels like at this point, HeyBro, they're just beating their heads against the wall on repeat here, trying to go for the same standard offenses, being denied and not really having another option. Boys, the only option you do have is go for the ball. No one challenges Garrett in the corner, and he easily dishes this to Justin. The cherry on top is NRG take game number 3.
Well, they're looking a lot more solid. NRG fans in the chat, get up and get hype. I mean, this was a one-goal game for the longest time. I mean, HeyBro able to neutralize after conceding the lead first. That felt like it was going to be the big story point. If they'd been able to take it, who knows what would have happened. But even at the beginning, it was a double commit that resulted in a bit of a free net on the opposite side. They were able to recuperate. Their mental did not immediately get destroyed by that one misplay. And I think that is a crucial turning point for them. However, a crucial turning point for NRG is that they just started to go solo down the field. It was Garrett G, it was Justin. We saw some attempts from Mist, and that's where things really start to break down. When you are costing HeyBro more than a couple of their defenders with just one of your offenders, then things are going to go your way 9 times out of 10.
Honestly, it seems like everything's starting to go NRG's way. Game number 2, it kind of feels like they sort of reacted to what was HeyBro coming out the gate swinging. Game number 1, HeyBro tried to feel this out, and like you and I said, that was not a good option. That really wasn't an option whatsoever. If you don't take this team by surprise and take that uncomfortability from this new trio, you're not really going to be able to score. They understand that in game number 2. Start to come out with something NRG had not seen in game number 1, and all of a sudden, it started to catch them off guard. Game number 3, though, it was the same plan as game 2, and NRG at that point, they knew that. They had studied the textbook and knew exactly how they were going to play. And although it was a definitely back and forth contest, unfortunately, usually in those back and forths, it's NRG that comes out on top. They're just too precise. They rarely make mistakes, and when they see mistakes out of their opponents, they punish in the blink of an eye. Again, those transitions downfield been so incredibly fast, so incredibly punishing throughout this entire series. So I'd like to see HeyBro again switch it up a little bit here, but I'd also like to see NRG keep on with the gas. They took their foot off the pedal in game number 2, and that's what allowed HeyBro back into the series. You want to close this one out, NRG? Keep on trucking. Find yourself more offense. Find yourself more solid shots. This could be one here. Mist wants the double, but Indigo will deny it. Sent to the backboard, though, by Stealth. That means Garrett's got a freebie, but Indigo, again, he will find the follow-up. Does feel like HeyBro right now need to be a little bit careful. They are playing with fire as it's last-second save after last-second save.
And it is, but the saves are being made, which is a very important difference from what we saw in game 1, where NRG was just constantly scoring. You talk about how NRG went and they studied all the textbooks. I think the problem is they didn't really study the textbooks. They didn't need to because they wrote the textbooks. This is a team with so much experience in the Rocket League competitive space that they know every single potential metagame. We have seen them go with demos in the past. We've seen them go with solo plays in the past. We've seen them go with passing plays in the past, and they have been the best team in the world at any one of those play styles at a given time. And here is the physical play, clearing out the net for Garrett G to take the lead.
Well, there's another one of those ones. You were saying solo plays, passing plays. How about physical plays here? Garrett G, free lane to shoot this one on target as Mist clears everybody out of the net, and he still gets the assist for that. You know what? I appreciate that. Don't have to, put a little asterisk next to the assist. It's true and proper, and what it is a lead for NRG 90 seconds into this game. And can they find another one? Justin to send one to the backboard. Indigo is there, and he'll pass it out to Stealth, but there's the follow-up touch from NRG. They're going to play this patiently out at midfield and miss the ball. Mist, I'm not really sure what he was diving for there. Somehow it's going to work out, though, because here's a free shot from Mist, and it's denied by Stealth. On the line, once again, HeyBro, these last-second saves have been spectacular. How long can they hold on to them, though? Eventually, something's going to give.
Again, we're talking about one of the best teams shooting in North America. And, yeah, if you're going to be making goal line saves time after time, power to you. If that's the play style you want to play, that's your prerogative, but I don't expect to win series against NRG if you're going to do that. Garrett G forced to stay down on that one. I had 2 players already upfield. I love the patience. I love the idea to hold the midfield line. It's a very critical one at that. We saw, in particular, one of the biggest strengths for HeyBro in Game 2 that they took was the fact that they were getting a lot more of the game onto the orange half of the field. This has not been a similar story so far, but they still do only trail by 1. Justin Nice little control here underneath of one player looking for more. Maybe even the flipper. He said, will not find it. Still though, fooling people. Indigo went right around that one. Stealth trying to get something going here. And you can see how desperate HeyBro are to get some control over this ball. I do like the idea. Trying to be proactive is definitely going to be a big boon for you, but it's still... I have to wonder how much achievement are you really getting out of these plays? A double give it on the back line. Indigo is just there to make the save, but NRG still pressing down to Garrett G. Still touched away. 3 players up for it, and Stealth walks away with the save.
I don't know how they were able to continue with these goal line saves. It's working out for them thus far, but I think you and I both know they are playing with fire as it is. I think the big difference right now is that in game number 2, what really changed was the fact that they were interrupting plays out of NRG. NRG were trying to go for these intricate passing plays, these long booming clears, and someone from HeyBro was there to interrupt. In this game, they're kind of going for the same thing, but because NRG are aware of this play style, they're just waiting patiently, waiting for the dive, waiting for the eventual challenge out of someone on HeyBro, and reacting to it afterwards. Good example there. Drewy dives at the ball, missees that 2 ways to Sunday, and just takes him off the field. Another good example here. Stealth dives straight to the air, and Garrett G is there to meet him. So it seems like NRG are starting to recognize what the game plan is for HeyBro, and rather than allowing them to continue to interrupt, they are waiting for their aggression, waiting for their overplaying, and just using it to their advantage. 70 seconds to go. HeyBro, at this point, you gotta try and change it up. Double commits like that, though, are not what I mean. Indigo just has to send one to the backboard, and Drewy's gonna actually get a free touch here, but he can't quite put a shot on. Stealth will retreat into the back half, and as we see ourselves with a minute remaining on this scoreboard, something's got to change for HeyBro. We know they can tie this up and send us to overtime, but it's going to take a miraculous shot.
So many demos coming out on the pitch as well, but they still continue to truck forward. A nice little fake underneath one here from Drewy, back towards the mid, and Indigo will make the cutoff. Perhaps some unwitting contact, though. It'll slow down their chances at pushing forward, but you can see how NRG are starting to cede a little bit more possession. HeyBro are starting to realize exactly where they have space and time and when they need to start pushing downfield. That buzzer will sound, but there's still hope. As you mentioned, only 1 goal in the name of NRG. HeyBro, it's a bit of an intricate midfield play, but they will walk away with the possession. Drewy, a nice little double tap here, going to keep the pressure on, challenging Justin, now potentially out of the corner here with Stealth, going for another touch, and I like the aggression yet again, but they need a little bit more. They need that finish. They might just find it. Drewy to the backboard. Garrett's having trouble in the net. Stealth denied. Drewy has to make the play now. Still in play. Up the backboard. Stealth is there, but no boost for either of the players on HeyBro in the mid, and they'll have to let it die. NRG on match point.
Ooh, okay then, NRG, they do take the win here in game number 4, but it's a little bit different than the last story here. This is more similar to game number 2, where it was a back and forth with players shooting shots at either net, trying to find those quick transitions, and being denied by the defense. I gotta say, the defense was kind of the highlight for me in this game, very much so for HeyBro, and although they did have some good chances on offense, it was those goal line saves that kept them in this game. But again, you can't only play defense. Defense does win championships, but you need at least a little bit of offense to try and take down NRG, a dynasty that has seen this type of defense time and time again. And the big thing for me, as we stated before, single mistakes are what take you down in a series like this. When the two teams are battling back and forth with precision being the main reason that is separating the two teams, you make a mistake, it's gonna get punished. And that's what happened here. The one mistake we see out of HeyBro critically on defense, and NRG are so quick to strike. I don't want to say this is our last game of the series here, Squid, but again, HeyBro feels like they started to get a grip in game number 2, but as soon as that was recognized by NRG, they never let them get there again.
Absolutely. I mean, had they been able to tie this one up, though, and they certainly made some good changes, right? They started to find a little bit more zone time. They were playing very, very close secondaries, which I think was needed because NRG were waiting for HeyBro to use all their options, but if you have 2 players right on the ball, sometimes you can begin these recursion rotations, which I'm a huge fan of playing against these patient teams, which, again, NRG was doing. You can get those 2 players just continually drive the ball downfield, keep going, keep going, keep going, and eventually they'll find their attack. However, they were never able to execute in the end. That was the big critical point, and Garrett G off the bat here with a nice air drag. Drewy will be able to defend. It's those goal line saves again, but how long can they continue to rely on those?
I don't really know. At this point here, I'm just trying to hope that they can find something just, I don't know, a little bit more standard. Again, that's been my big issue here, is that we've seen creativity that hasn't necessarily worked out. And it feels like the creativity is now coming back to bite them. Before, I want to see a change up in the offense. Now, it feels like they're trying to go for such exquisite plays that NRG, again, they've seen this so many times before, that it continues to go and just take them standard. It doesn't take them by surprise. It's just something they've seen so many times before. So I don't really know. HeyBro, at this point, your backs are against the wall. The David and Goliath sort of reference you made before, it's not even an exaggeration. It's the reality. This is what it is right now. You've got a slingshot against a machine gun. Figure out how you're going to be able to beat them. And oh boy, this will be a problem if they can take this out the corner. Justin with time and space. Flip reset in the back. Gets it center. Where's the follow-up though? No one from NRG dives on it.
But this is the thing. It's all about a war of attrition for them. They didn't need to have that immediate follow-up. They don't need to score now. It doesn't matter if they score their first goal now or later. They should know this as well as anybody. I mean, you talk about how experienced this team is. They know all it takes to win a game of Rocket League is one goal. They almost found it there, but Drewy is able to track it down, and a nice clearance to follow up here from Indigo. Might even net HeyBro some zone time or some offense. I like the idea with the physical play. It's getting complicated, but missed with the dirt there. And oh my goodness, that was an emphatic performance from NRG, immediately stopping out the attack.
Oh, Drewy, that's a good stop on the line, but it also made Stealth dive on that one, so they're going to be low on boost and low on a way to clear this one out. Missed, though, not the greatest 50-50, so we'll have to get bailed out by Justin, who doesn't find a follow-up touch after Stealth's 50. Oh, this could be a breakaway play. You kind of need a person to pass to, though, and as Stealth sees his teammate sent to the Shadow Realm, that's not going to be enough. 3 minutes left here in this game. I do like the fact that this one's a little bit more back and forth. Before this one, we saw NRG with a quick breakaway goal, and that's kind of what set the tone for the game. This could set the tone here. Another double commit on the back line, and what we were complimentary of before for these last-second saves, now they're getting me a little bit nervous here, Squid.
Ooh, that play from Drewy, if they had been able to beat Missed out on that one, in tandem with the demolition, that could easily have turned into an offensive play for them. We'll find no such luck. And I mean, Bass, you mentioned the double commits. They don't look very good, but the fact of the matter is they made the play, and that's really all that's important at this point in time. You can't really let it bog you down too much. Stealth. Oh, the fake play. Justin almost finds the redirect angle as well. The follow-up for NRG is not strong enough, or maybe it was to Mist who tries for the shot angle and won't find it. But a lot of creativity from NRG. To be expected. These passing play ideas and a nice demo from Drewy. It's very fitting that we're on Wasteland for this one. There's been more than a couple of demos on either side in this game.
It's been kind of just chaos on both ends here. It does feel like NRG are starting to find a little bit more resistance in this defense here. I think part of it is that we're seeing a lot of double commits, so that sort of overwhelming wall of defense is something they're struggling to get past. But I do agree with you. I feel like physicality is going to be the key here. If they can find a good breakaway, a good bump on one of the defenders, that's how they got a goal last time. Let's see if they can do it again. Flicks like that out of Mist are easily going to be denied by the oncoming defender in Drewy. But what about the follow-up out of Justin here? Indigo clears it out to the side, but Mist is on the ball, and Garrett G's got a clear lane. He sends it to the backboard instead. I don't know if that was an intentional touch, but it was a really good opportunity, now completely thrown to the wayside. And speaking of opportunities, Stealth with a good breakaway, and this could be the chance. We've seen this. This has been how the two teams have gotten either one of their goals. It's just a quick transition downfield, someone to find a defender who's just a little bit awkward and take full advantage. So far, though, we have not seen that here in game number 5. NRG have tried their best to try and get past this defense out of HeyBro. They might do it here. Mist finds an easy shot from a beautiful fake out and pass out of Justin, and finally the scoreboard will open up.
And it's worth saying again, NRG, the patient play. Oh my goodness, Justin, just making them look like fools there, but not even touching the ball, just kind of being there, being a constant, persistent threat, and you will see HeyBro dive at it. And eventually, a little bit of panic does put them at the deficit here in their final game of the series. They can't respond. What a save by Indigo, but they need somebody to follow up, and they will have it. Drewy dives in for the save. But they need more than that. Less than a minute to go. Starting to look downfield here is HeyBro. They'll get it over top of Justin. It's towards the net. Missed with a nice and easy touch away. Indigo to the mid. Stealth is there. I like these ideas. Starting to move upfield. They need to hold on to the possession, though. That's very key at this point. I cannot overstate how important it is for them to stay on the orange side of the field, to get some boost control, to pick up some sort of a demolition. To win a challenge against NRG is a challenge in itself. And now Drew looking for the pass, he cannot find it, and they get stopped out. Less than 30 to go.
Oh, it's so close every time. They find themselves at least a little bit of vulnerability, but NRG are just that much faster. They're able to find those interruptions, able to dissuade them from continuing on their path and making it so difficult to even get a shot. 10 seconds left. They have enough time for maybe one more, but if Justin seals this one here, that will be the end of the game. But he misses the double touch. There's a chance now. This one kept up. Indigo, though, he's got no boost in the tank, and he's got no win condition. So NRG in 5 will take the series and move on on to the semifinals. Hey, bro, listen, I'll give you credit. That was a lot better of a series than I was expecting. You guys kept it close after an abysmal performance in game number 1. And honestly, that's almost more impressive than being able to keep this close the entire time. Your resilience and ability to turn it around after being absolutely battered in game number 1, there really is something to say about that.